2 of Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas ng Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games. Updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and of course brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Today it is Jut Sulit right beside me. What's up, Jut?
Good afternoon, Boom, and it's a nice day to bring updates
Let's
to
go.
our fellow men.
Let's
and
do it.
To the whole Filipino sports community, sit back and relax dahil ihatid nga namin sa inyo ang lahat ng important updates and yung mga interesting stories mula sa SEA Games.
Tama, we've got a bunch of those ready for your consumption already thanks to our courageous and resilient national athletes.
And of course, we have to mention that many of those stories will be told by our correspondents in Thailand.
Courageous and resilient correspondents
Yeah.
also in Thailand. Pero before all of that, we're kicking off the show with a look at the medal tally. So let's see where the Philippines is at as of 11:30 a.m. Walang nagbago halos in terms of the order, save for maybe one crucial detail that we will get into.
Yep, host nation Thailand stays on top. Meron silang 145 golds, may 87 silvers, and 59 bronzes for a total of 291 medals. At number 2 is still Indonesia with 52 golds, 65 silvers, 64 bronzes, a total of 181. Nasa third pa rin ang Vietnam with 40 golds, 47 silvers, 66 bronzes, a total of 135. While at fourth is Singapore with 34 golds, 32 silvers, and 39 bronzes.
Unfortunately for us, Malaysia has reclaimed the 5th spot. From last night, we were at 5, no? But today, with 26 gold medals, 28 silvers, and 80 bronzes, Malaysia has a total of 134. That brings us to the Philippines, now at 6th spot, having 25 golds, 38 silvers, 80 bronzes. Nevertheless, we had a sort of a gold rush yesterday, so that was a good sign of maybe of things to come starting with today. But speaking of yesterday, our Gilas Pilipinas men's team swept their group to book a trip to the semis. That's something always to look forward to, especially in basketball. Yeah,
Absolutely. And also in Filipino sports staple boxing, we also have a few more fighters still standing for more medal hopes. Actually, may ilang medals na we're just waiting to find out anong kulay ng medalya.
Yan. Now, okay, to shine a light on these sports, we have our correspondent in Thailand, Carlo Pamintuan, to tell us more about the Gilas team and, of course, what to look forward to in Philippine boxing at the Games. Carlo, nung nag-usap tayo kahapon, magsisimula pa lamang yung laro, and we were hoping for a better start. Naalala ko yung usapan natin noon as compared to the game against Malaysia. This one got really testy for us. Tell us what were your thoughts as you had the best seat in the house?
Malaysia defeated Vietnam, tinambakan nila in their matchup. So the assumption was dahil tinalo ng Pilipinas yung Malaysia, then it will be an easy victory for the Philippines, for Gilas Pilipinas. But that will not be the case. Again, another flat start for the Philippines. And their problem here in the first quarter was their problem also in the first quarter versus Malaysia. Yung pagkakakilala nila sa isa't isa in terms of playing defense. That was a huge problem for Gilas Pilipinas. They could not figure out the coverage. Nagpalit pa nga ng starting unit si Coach Norman Black to just try and change things up, shake things up in an attempt to have a better start. But for Gilas, di ka naman magugulat sa Vietnam because they would rely on their three-point shooting. Yun talaga yung kanilang main strength. Dan Quatran, a player that has seen a lot of games for Vietnam, led them in scoring in the first half. He was scorching hot from the three-point range. Even their center, yung napakatangkad nilang sentro, was throwing up threes. And then on defense, they played zone. They baited the Philippines to just beat them from the outside and take those outside shots. Unfortunately for us, Ray Parks, who led the scoring for our squad against Malaysia, inalat naman siya ngayon. 0 for 8 in his attempts from the three-point range. Kaya maagang hindi umubra yung opensa ng Pilipinas. They were down by as many as 14 points in the first half. But as you would know, Coach Norman Black, he will make big adjustments in the second half. It's something that we have come to know about him from his career as a coach in the PBA and in the UAAP. So yung naging malaking difference is pag-guard that big ball screen yung nangyari ng third quarter. And heading into the fourth, they blitzed it. Tinanggal na nila yung pagkakataon for the guards to make their three-point shots. And then for our side, 7 points lang yung pinayagan natin defensively in the fourth quarter with the hits coming from Robert Bolick and Matthew Wright to win that game and book a spot in the semifinals. Maglalaro sila sa 18th against the winner of Indonesia versus Vietnam, who will have another match for the right to battle the Philippines.
Ang importante naman dyan, Carlo, at Jut, is we get better as we go on.
That's true.
In the competition. Okay.
Well, Carlo, of course, aside from basketball na inaabangan ng lahat, there's also boxing that, we're waiting for a lot of medals in that sport. How's our boxing contingent doing so far, preparing for those matches ahead?
Just 10 medalya yung iuuwi ng Pilipinas from the boxing competitions here in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. 3 of them are already bronze medals. Wala nang iaangat pa dahil nagtapos na nga ang kampanya ni na Mark Ashley Fajardo, Hergy Bacyadan, and our 2-time Olympic medalist Nesty Petesio. That will leave us with 7 boxers still hoping to bring home a gold from the Southeast Asian Games. And 4 of them will be seeing action later today. 2 babae, 2 lalaki. So Riza Paswit will finally be making her debut kasi manipis yung kanyang division. Kaya ngayon pa lang makakalaban si Riza. Si Ophelia Magno will also be competing alongside J. Brian Baricuatro and Flint Hara. Yan po yung 4 na boksingero that will see action a little later on. It will start at 3 p.m. Yung magandang balita, for us mentally here is isa lang dun sa 4 na yon yung makakalaban sa isang Thai boxer. Because if you look at the odds, if you look at the sheer odds, yung Thailand, their entire contingent, wala pang natatalo in the entire games. No one has suffered a defeat in boxing yet. And if you look at the scorecards, and they may just be dominant, if you look at the scorecards, they've only lost 1 scorecard. Isa lang of the 5 judges for every fight, isa pa lang yung nahuhulog against Thailand throughout the boxing competitions. Right now, itong si Riza Paswit will be fighting Tantawa Apisada of Thailand, but for Ophelia Magno, she will be going up against a talented boxer from Vietnam. Si Baricuatro naman lalaban sa Timor-Leste, and itong si Flynn Hara will be going up against an entry from Singapore. So we are hoping for good results dahil kung manalo ka ng isa pa, that means you'll be competing for a gold medal in the boxing tournament. That is the hope for our 4 boxers. Bago yan sumabak sina Yumir Marshall. Of course, we also are waiting for Weljan Mindoro to make his SEA Games debut in the coming days para sa ating koponan.
Pinasok naman natin to, Carlo. Alam natin, ganyan ang magiging sitwasyon. Yan yung usap-usapan na parang, if it's not a knockout or a submission in the other combat sports, we're always going to have to be at the mercy of this judging. Okay, but having said that, Carlo, ano yung usap-usapan among the boxers, though, when it comes to the situation that is the seemingly lopsided judging there in boxing?
The three of our boxers who are taking home bronze medals, 2 of them lost to Thailand. Yung una si Hergy Bacyadan to Bison Manicon, and then si Mark Ashley Fajardo lost to Bunjong Sinsiri. 2 Olympians, magaling naman talaga from Thailand. But yung diskarte nitong si Mark Ashley Fajardo yesterday in his match, nag-iba na because he knew that he had to be extra aggressive. Kung pa isa-isa lang, kung makikipag-boxing siya against Bunjong Sinsiri, it will not be enough. Parang tanggap na niya that it is bound to be a 5-0 unanimous decision win for Bunjong. So he went into that matchup with a mindset, with a mentality of kailangan niya saktan, kailangan niya maging agresibo. But again, that could work both ways. If you go out there just looking to hurt, if you forget about boxing, magiging ganun talaga yung resulta. Kung hindi mo mapatamaan ng malinis yung kalaban mo, then it will mean that you will get opportunities na makakounteran ka, na mapapasukan ka. And that was what happened. So Sinsiri marched on to the gold medal match. It's a balance between being aggressive and still staying true to what brought you here, di ba? Boxing talaga, yung pinagsanayan mo, hindi mo pwedeng kalimutan. Lahat ng training, you cannot forget about all the hard work that you put in to make yourself a good technical boxer and just come here to punch. That will not work either. So it's a balance. It's a good balance of aggression and of technical ability that will push our boxers forward into the gold medal matches.
Excellent point. Well, playing from the back foot is not a strange thing for our
For sure.
Filipino athletes, anuman sport. So, maraming salamat, Carlo. Belated happy birthday nga pala. Thank you very much
Belated
for
happy
joining us.
birthday, Carlo.
And we'll see you
Thank
back here on the show soon.
Well, we will have more updates and stories when we come back here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
Good day today because we're hopping from one
Yes.
event to the next, and we're going to see everybody who participates. There was some confusion yesterday as to where the camera.
Wasn't easy. But with how our judo combat events turned out, it made every battle scar worth it.
This SEA Games marks Chino C's judo debut in the regional meet. He has proven himself before Sambo Gold in 2019 and a 2023 silver in freestyle wrestling. But he further emphasized how versatile he is in Thailand.
I can say that Chino is the best ever produced grassroots program natin, homegrown athlete, born and raised in Davao City.
Switching sports didn't slow him down as the Man of Steel remained dominant as ever and struck gold on his first try, winning all his matches for the day via ipon.
Gusto ko talaga mapatugtog natin yung national anthem natin for today. And buti naman sinagot ni Lord yung mga prayers ko.
C shifted to judo after receiving an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship that could give him a shot at LA 2028. Veteran judoka JV Ferrer added silver to the tally, his 7th SEA Games medal and 3rd individual podium finish since joining in 2019. Balancing a master's degree in human movement, training, and cutting from 100 kilograms, this was his toughest campaign yet.
Isa to sa mga challenging na stint ko sa SEA Games. Pangatlong weight division ko to, bumaba ulit ako. And sobrang blessed ko na kahit nag-cut ako, nandiyan yung mga teammates ko and nakasuporta sila sa akin.
More things to come as the journey continues for him.
Isang karangalan siya. Alam mo, pag tinawag yung pangalan mo para magserbisyo, hanggat kaya ko pa, hanggat kaya pa ng katawan ko, patuloy lang ako, tatry ko talaga yung best ko na sa mga susunod na makuha ko na rin yung inaasam kong gold.
Their podium finishes have set the standard for a new wave of judokas making their debut.
Mas lumamang lang yung kaba ngayon, bounce back na lang.
Kahit wala pong naiuwing medal, masaya pa rin kasi yung natalo ko po is yung defending champion.
Despite losses and of course with the wins that we have, we're all going to bounce back.
Win or lose, what's clear is Philippine judo continues to rise.
There has been a surge of grassroots competitions and seminars, and it's great because prior to that, there was almost none. This is the future of Philippine judo.
Standing on the podium and singing our national anthem has driven our judokas to ensure that we will have more chances to do so. Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas para sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games. This is Bel Gregorio.
Thank you very much, Belle. Our coverage of the 2025 Southeast Asian Games continues here. Tibay at Tatag, may mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. Now, as mentioned earlier, the Philippines had a mini gold rush. Here's a quick recap of how it happened. We begin, of course, with that story from Elrin Ando, who spearheaded Team Philippines charge Monday, December 15, as Ando conquered the 63-kilogram division in women's weightlifting, sparking an 8-gold medal haul in one day, which is the most so far in the biennial event. The Olympian did it by lifting 123 in snatch and 127 in clean and jerk. She also won her second SEA Games gold following her win in Cambodia 2 years ago.
And well, in the meantime, 4 of the aforementioned 8 gold medals came courtesy of the Philippines' practical shooting team. Ed Selgino and Rolly Nathaniel Texon ruled the men's production optic and standard respectively. At doon naman sa women's side, it was Erin Mateo Micor who reigned supreme over the open division, while Genesis Pible claimed the top prize in production optic. Yan, yung mga gold medals na nakuha natin yesterday.
Yeah, I hope that obviously while it might be unrealistic just to assume or expect 8 every day, but if the target is the original target, diba, 60 or at the very least mapantayan yung last 2 years, which if I'm not mistaken was 56 or 58.
58, yeah.
58 ba, yun. So, for that to happen, siguro makatatlo, 4 na gold tayo in the next few days, every day. Or we got a shot.
Well, we know naman towards the end of the games, laging nandun karamihan ng mga gold medals. So, we're hoping there might be a chance malagpasan pa yung 8 na yan in one day. Hopefully.
Mas maganda. Okay, in athletics, a young gun named Naomi Cesar became the youngest gold medalist of the Philippine athletics team. At Sweet 16, Cesar had an even sweeter victory as she finished first in the women's 800-meter event with a time of 2 minutes and 10.2 seconds. Her compatriot Bernalyn Bejoy took home the bronze. Cesar's male counterpart, Hussein Lorania, also won the gold medal by clocking in at 1 minute and 48.80 seconds.
Nakakatuwa, no, that we have such young medalists over in Thailand. And
yung skateboarders natin, 11 years old,
diba?
1, 2.
And that's what we know about the SEA Games. Or any international sporting event, kailangan tuloy-tuloy, progressive ka, and there's that continuity in your program.
Right.
Well, last but not the least, Jonas Liabres Inso had a golden performance in the men's wushu Taiji Kwan Taiji Jan event. Inso secured the gold by tallying a total of 19.563 points. He garnered 9.780 in Taiji Kwan and 9.783 naman in Taiji Jan to beat out 12 other competitors. It was a big redemption moment for Inso, who settled for silver and bronze in the 2022 edition of the Biennial Meet.
Yan, ito na naman yung mga underrated, some of the sports that don't get a lot of the spotlight or a lot of the shine. Not here on the show, of course, because here on our show, we always put the spotlight on them. But in mainstream, hindi siya masyado nabibigyan ng attention. But look at that, we're snatching all important medals for our total medal tally.
Yeah, you know what? That's why we have a show like this, di ba? Kasi when you total it into, like, in 2023, 58 gold medals, mahirap na isa-isahin eh. But as they win it, we need to put the spotlight on these athletes who giving it everything they have. Pinapakita talaga yung tibay at tatag nila over in Thailand.
And that's why we're doing this twice a day. This is the first one of the day, and there are more events to watch out for at the games featuring our Filipino athletes. And among them are road racing. If I'm not mistaken, road racing is one of them that we're going to have to look at. And if I'm not mistaken, Julia Vargas is with us all the way from Thailand to tell us more. Hello, Julia. Are you with us? There you go. Hi, Julia.
Hey, guys. Actually, I'm here in the Fashion Island Mall in Bangkok, and the last time I was here was for Taekwondo, and we got a pretty good medal haul. So it's so exciting to experience a whole new atmosphere with a whole new tournament, because today marks the first day of the fencing competition. It's a very underrated sport, so I'm so happy to talk about it. So 6 of our athletes will compete in 3 different categories today. That being the women's individual épée, the women's individual saber, and the men's individual foil. Each category, has its own type of sword and unique set of rules which caters to the skills and techniques our athletes possess.
All right, we're looking at some of the pictures that coming off this competition. Well, what have you seen, Julia, for those who don't know what road racing is all about?
Well, actually, guys, a really funny story. We were on the way to the road racing venue, and because road racing is just so fast and, you can't just keep up with it, as we got there, they were already gone. They were already to the next point. So I was panicking. I was like, oh, this is what I have for road racing. This is such a fast-paced sport. Everyone is just gone. Like, everyone was gone. The venue, it was just us and my producer. So we rushed here over to fencing to cover the preliminaries, actually, since it's starting in about 5 minutes.
Well, how was the overall mood of our contingent for fencing?
Yan, oh.
Lalo na, pasabak na nga sila in their competition in the SEA Games.
Yes, actually, 5 out of the 6 competing today are actually veterans. So I want to first place focus on our rookie, Juliana Gomez, who's the daughter of now SEA Games medalist Richard Gomez. Now, Juliana will be competing in the women's individual épée and alongside Charmaine Grace Andres for the women's individual saber. And just a minute ago, because my view is actually them practicing. So, their practice is nonstop ahead of the competition, which is nothing less than you would expect from these athletes making their debut. And, they're very focused. I actually asked if I could interview them a while ago, but, they're very focused on the
maybe after.
preliminaries right now. Yeah, so definitely after we could get a few words from them. And alongside Juliana, of course, are SEA Games veterans and medalists, actually. So there's Alexa Larzabal, who won a silver in the team épée, and Nathaniel Perez, who won a bronze in team foil, Samuel Tranquilan with a bronze for the men's individual foil, and Jeline Nicanor, who actually won the Philippines' first fencing gold back in 2019. So we actually haven't seen a gold in fencing since then, but Nathan Perez did tell me that he is quite nervous for this tournament, but he's very excited because right before going here, they actually came from a training camp in South Korea for fencing. So they're very much prepared, and I'm excited to see what they have in store.
And we're excited also to hear your talk with them after they compete. I'm sure they'll be a little bit more loose and willing to get interviewed.
And sana makakuha rin tayo ng swerte kasi sabi ni Julia the last time she was there, there were some gold medals. So yeah,
all right.
No pressure. I'm just saying. All right.
Thank you so much for that report, Julia. We'll see you again soon. When we come back, we'll have a quick look at Team Philippines' sizzling schedule for the rest of the day over at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games. So keep it here on Tibay at Tatag. Mas pinalakas na Pilipinas at 33rd Southeast Asian Games updates, powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025.
good day today because we're hopping from one
Yes.
event to the next, and we're going to see everybody who participates. There was some confusion yesterday as to where the cameras would go. Let's hope Ivan nails a good vault here.
The men's team's dominance in the group stage, the Cebol MLBB women's team opens their 2025 Southeast Asian Games campaign, showing that they can do it too. The Cebol MLBB women's team swept the group stage 6-0 against Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand to clinch the top seed in Group A and earn a spot in the semifinals.
So far, yung first game po namin, masaya naman po kasi parang mostly po sa amin experience naman po sa on-site tournament. So, masaya naman po. Tsaka nagagawa naman po namin kung ano po yung na-practice namin.
They are the reigning silver medalists of the tournament. Only this year, the lineup was bolstered with the addition of Clarice Cordova, the lone Bacolod nun in the team full of Cebuanas.
Una po, syempre, medyo hindi pa kami close lahat. Pero nung katagalan po, sobrang bonding din po kami. Tapos sobrang comfortable na din po ako sa kanila. Sobrang thankful po. Tapos sobrang saya din kasi nakapag-represent ng SEA Games Philippines.
Since their 2023 SEA Games appearance, the team has been competing around the world, including their historic win in the Women's MLBB World Championship in 2024.
Ano naman sila, consistent, tsaka masipag naman, tsaka yun, ginagawa naman nila yung best nila lagi. Tsaka mahilig sila mag-sacrifice, lalo't malayo sila sa mga parents nila.
As the Cebol MLBB women's team heads on to the semi-finals in pursuit of the gold, they bring with them the hope and the promise of the continuous rise of Philippine women's MLBB. I'm Doreen Baguio reporting from Bangkok, Thailand. Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games.
Thank you, Doreen. You are still watching Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games. The updates are powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook and brought to you by Signal TV, official broadcaster of Thailand 2025. Finally, the long wait is about to end for the EJ Obiena fans. He will be catapulting himself to new heights today in the men's pole vault. Now, the pressure, though, is on because Obiena wants to retain his alpha status in the region, which is something he's accustomed to through the course of his illustrious career. The Tondo, Manila native is a bona fide world-class talent who not too long ago was ranked as the second best pole vaulter in the sport. And if not for the anomaly that is Mondo Duplantis of Sweden, Obiena would have held the top spot for quite a while. Nonetheless, his achievements both locally and abroad puts Obiena on the highest tier when it comes to his chosen discipline. Case in point, Okay, let me do that again. EJ Obiena's reign in this side of the world has yet to be challenged.
That's right. Well, EJ Obiena, he has been an incredible talent, obviously, in pole vaulting. His record-setting jumps, both in the Asian Games and the Southeast Asian Games, they speak volume of how incredible he is and how talented he is in this sport. And EJ, he has been so excited to get back to action. We know the heartbreak, and he has spoken well about his heartbreak in Paris.
And even going back to Tokyo pa nga, di ba?
That's true, that's true.
Yung Paris gusto niya bumawi, but then in Tokyo, parang yun yung talagang sumama yung loob niya. But, he's coming off a real great competition in the world pole vault here in the Philippines against Olympians. We're looking at scenes from it against Olympians, against world champions. So, he will be seeing action later on today, and he's going to try to power all through the injuries, the talk, the pressure. Also, I saw an interview. He knows he has parang a 3-time gold medal, or 3 gold medals to defend.
Well, EJ is still the same EJ that we know, even though he's battled through injuries, and obviously age has become a factor as well with any athlete. Boom, it happens. Pero Question is,
yeah.
how will he fare?
So we'll only find out. Now, to see where we can watch EJ Obiena and the other Filipino athletes, let's look at today's airing schedule for the games and matches for Team Philippines. Now, 1:30 p.m., you may tune in to One Sports Plus or Pilipinas Live to catch the Alas Pilipinas men take on Indonesia.
At 2 p.m., nail-biting action takes place as Filipino boxers Ofelia Magno and Riza Pausit step inside the squared circle.
At 5:30 p.m., the moment we've all been waiting for. That's the schedule if you are a pole vault fan. EJ Obiena graces the track in the men's pole vault.
That's just one chunk of the Team Philippines' hectic schedule. But we're here to give you all the updates and developments about the rest of our kababayans who also might make a splash today.
Yeah, and of course, you can catch Team Philippines in action at the 33rd Southeast Asian Games on One Sports, One Sports Plus, RPTV, and on Signal Channel 261 as well as the One Sports YouTube account. There's also the Pilipinas Live app for more of the events and content from the SEA Games. You can also support our Filipino athletes by visiting and logging on to our website, arenaplus.ph, for users 21 and above. And check out our community page for other updates as well. There you go. That wraps it up for us here on Tibay at Tatag, mas pinalakas na Pilipinas sa 33rd Southeast Asian Games. The updates powered by Arena Plus Sportsbook bring home the win. Support our national athletes as they represent the country at the SEA Games. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Jot Sulit. Stay tuned for our ongoing coverage and live updates later tonight and, of course, in the coming days. And let's keep on cheering for our brave and valiant athletes.